Hi, my name is Todd Sparks. I'm going to talk about technology in the classroom. There are a couple points I'm going to hit on this. First is we're talking about the digital divide. How do we close that gap on our digital divide? And that's some of the literature that I read through. Another point I'm going to discuss is going to be LMSs. How do we use a LMS in our classroom to manage our time and our students' experiences a little bit better? And then the last one is how do we reframe our classrooms based on current demands of technology and our students in the classroom with technology. So the digital divide, this is an issue that addresses the problem where we have students that don't have access to internet, smartphones, etc. Outside of the school itself. So we run into an issue where we're utilizing technology in the classroom or in the school, but yet we can't expect our students to go home and utilize that same technology without access to it. So how do we close that gap? There are a couple different ways that we can do that. One, we can incorporate grants into our schools and into our classrooms by bringing these grants in, helping pay for materials. We can create more of a one-on-one shared ratio with our students where we can allow those students that don't have access to technology at home. Maybe it's not internet use, but maybe it's just the technology itself, where we can have those students check those pieces of technology out, take them home, bring them back, and then have them back at school. We can also utilize the community itself. How do we get the community involved? How do we help the community see our need for a one-on-one ratio at the school? So utilizing the community and utilizing grants can help us kind of narrow or solve that problem with the digital divide. Utilizing a LMS is something that every teacher should get to at some point. Currently, I use a website, and I'm going to start to incorporate an LMS into my classroom. The advantages of having the LMS are that we can have tests and quizzes and assignments on there. Students can take those, do those assignments, and then get immediate feedback on how well they did. That information is also directly uploaded to PowerSchool. So not only does the student get the feedback, the parents get that feedback immediately. They don't have to wait for that assignment to be graded. The LMS also offers opportunities where we can upload video instructions or have video information and other resources on there for the student to review to help them with their assignments. And this information can be accessed outside of the classroom as well, and that way the student can work on these things at home or away from school anywhere, maybe to get caught up or to even move ahead if that's the option. So having an LMS in the classroom, I think, is something that's critical, and we're all moving to that point. In our textbook, it talks about reframing, a lot of different reframing that can go on in a school and a classroom. This reframing involves technology. With the constant push of incorporating technology into the classroom and the constant incorporation of technology into our students' lives, we need to reframe how we manage our classrooms with technology. And by incorporating the right technology into the classroom in the right way, we can create a much more advantageous environment for the teacher and for the student. This information being utilized in the correct way and the technology utilized in the most proficient way can create a more successful environment and help the students be more successful in their classrooms, and then later on as they continue to the next grade levels. This is something that needs to be looked at, and it constantly needs to be reviewed, I think, year in, year out as we incorporate these new technologies into our classroom. There are so many exciting new technologies out there, and new technologies being introduced to us yearly. Some of these technologies have a large learning curve, and some of them have a very small learning curve. But I'm going to show you a couple of videos on some new technologies, and I hope you can get excited about some of this stuff. I use some of it right now in my classroom, and I tell you, my students love it. It's just a lot of fun. The excitement that they see in the creation of stuff that they do, and the immediate feedback on having that creation in their hands, within a couple minutes or a day, is pretty exciting. So, hope you enjoy the videos.
Let's face it, school's not what it used to be. Today's high schoolers are learning how to fly drones and 3D printing their artwork. It's really cool, but also kind of scary. So what crazy new technologies will replace number 2 pencils and good old graph paper in the classrooms of the future? Virtual reality has been around since the 90s, but now Facebook and Google are no longer in your face, but on your face. Google's Expeditions program turns smartphones into virtual reality viewers using simple, inexpensive cardboard. And now that Facebook's bought Oculus Rift, they're planning on getting into classroom gaming as early as next year. This is the first kind of headgear that might get you into the popular crowd. 3D printing in schools is revolutionizing the art of show and tell. These printers can make machine parts, jewelry, even guns. Yesterday's arts and crafts is now modern-day engineering. Elementary-aged children are already using 3D printing to design prosthetic hands. Remember how you had to lug around heavy books and then swap them out for other heavy books from your locker? Well, now there's the cloud, saving students from back problems everywhere. But the cloud could also give teachers direct access to data on students' study habits. By doing all their homework online, students provide engagement data on how long they've spent on their assignments and whether or not they're taking notes. There's a bonus though. Major publishers could use that data to judge how effective and engaging certain textbooks are, so you could be recycling that boring algebra book. With biometrics technology, you've got fingerprint scanning to borrow library books and iris scanning instead of ID cards. Teachers will even be able to tell if you're concentrating or not during online courses using eye tracking technologies. Yikes. It's like old school projectors, but in 3D. Remember Michael Jackson's Back from the Dead moonwalk performance? Well, hologram technology in classrooms is still just a dream for now because it's too expensive. But in the future, it would allow teachers to give lessons to students across the world. Imagine taking a tour of a historic 3D model of the Colosseum right from your desk. The potential for new technology in the classroom is pretty amazing. But will it cause students who are plugged in all the time to forget what it's like to live in the real world?
So you can see there are a lot of different exciting technologies out there. Not every technology is going to fit every classroom. Not every teacher is going to like every technology, but each teacher will find that right fit for them, that right fit for their curriculum. Whether it's a technology they use through their computer or it's an app that they have the students use. But finding the right technology that fits the teacher and the curriculum, I think, is a huge benefit to the teacher, to the students, and to the administration. So I encourage all teachers out there to embrace the technology, find the technology or technologies that you like and you know will fit your curriculum well, and then start incorporating those into your classroom. Good luck and have fun.